Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. We're in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the LA Rams 10-year rebuild here on Madden 23. That is right, we return to the team, and we are getting to the end. We have this episode, next episode, and the final one. We have 3 episodes remaining to win a Super Bowl. We've been close. We've made it to the NFC Championship, losing to the Cowboys. Can we do it these last few seasons? I hope so. It's year number 8, season number 8. Let's get this team ready to go. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club if you are excited, and let's get started. So as always, we have to set our season goal for the year, and I think we are going to commit to making the playoffs. I don't want to commit to winning a Super Bowl just yet, because even though I think we're ready to win one, I don't want that damage to come back on us if we don't end up actually doing it. As far as what the team looks like this year, we have a pretty good offensive line. It's probably the best the offensive line's ever looked in this series. We have a really solid tight end in Hawkins. We have a good backup in Rocky Meadows. We have a good running back duo with Najee Harris and Antonio Gibson. We obviously have Malcolm Ogletree, who's our franchise quarterback. He's a 94 X Factor. We brought in Peter Peters, who is a legendary name. I guess it's Pete Peters. But he's a hidden development. We got him in when did we draft you? Hold on, let me find out. Let me go to his stats and contract. When did we draft you? We drafted you in the 3rd round, pick 22. For no reason, I just needed a backup quarterback, and he ended up having superstar development. So that worked out for us. Obviously, our 1st round pick was Devontae Duncan, who is a 6'3", 22-year-old rookie from Clemson, who looks to be pretty good with hidden development. I would assume it's only going to be star, but you never really know. He's not anywhere near a generational talent, but he does look to be pretty good, at least off the bat. So we'll see how he develops in this first season. We also have Rondell Moore and Mac Franks. I think his name's Mac, right? Yeah, Mac Franks. That's the offense. That's what we're working with on there. On defense, I like what the defense is looking like. Bobby Knight's starting to develop a little bit. Palumbo's developing. We have, obviously, Covington becoming a very good star. We have Terrell Burgess, who looks like he's going to start at free safety because Gregory Barkley is going to move back down to corner to play as the #1 corner there. We've also got Davis and McCullum, one of our original draft picks, Aries McCullum and Kyer Elam. The team looks pretty good on defense, especially these 2 meatballs right here. The team looks better on defense than it does on offense. We'll see how we simulate. I don't really know. I'm just hoping that this team can be dominant and make a playoff push to the Super Bowl, because we don't have a lot of time left. If we go to our, we need to go to the trade center to see how our draft picks are looking. We should have multiple. Yes, we do. We have currently pick 4, pick 29 in the 1st round. So 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a lot of 4s. We can make some moves if we need to. I don't know what this draft class is going to look like. Obviously, we'll find out as we get a little bit later into the season. Let's see how we start the year. I'm hoping that we can go and be the top of the division, and then obviously win the division, make it as the 1 seed in the playoffs, cruise through the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl, and win a Lombardi. That's the goal. Is that going to happen? We'll have to wait and see. I'll see you guys at the midseason mark, see how this team is doing. Here we are at the midseason mark. We're 4-3, so obviously not the best of beginnings to the season. I'm just hoping that we can turn things around. If not, we will have to, for next episode, switch our playbooks once again. Remember, we switched from the Rams playbooks a couple of years ago to the Tampa offensive playbook, and that seemed to have worked out a little bit for us. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. Right now, it's only the midseason mark. We still have a lot of football left to play. We could still make this season right and win the division and be the 1 seed. It's still possible. But as far as negotiations are concerned, we have a little bit of money, and we have some players that need a little bit of money. A lot of guys, actually. Okay, this is not good. how are we going to make this work? We've got to bring back Ben Covington. We've got to bring back Jerry Hawkins. Those two guys are going to cost a lot of money. Joey Wilcox has to come back. Silverman I would like to bring back. I mean, all these guys I want to bring back, but we might just not have enough money to do it. So let's get these two guys out of the way right now. I know for a fact I want to bring them back. So a player-friendly contract, that'll take Ben Covington until the end of the series. So he's back. Jerry Hawkins, that'll take him to the end of the... He's not going to accept. Wow, I thought he would. Joey Wilcox, he's coming back. So both of those guys will be done for the rest of the series. I'm going to save the rest of the money for Jerry Hawkins, and we're going to have to figure out this offensive line situation, and Chris Palumbo's probably going to have to get moved at some point. I don't know, but I'm going to save the rest of that cap space for Palumbo. Or no, for Hawkins, that's what I meant. Mock draft number 2. What is our draft pick looking like? The Cowboys have the second pick. That's not good. We have pick 10 and pick 12. Look at that. That's pretty nice. So 2 top 15 picks as of right now. I haven't taken a look at all at this draft class to see if there's anybody that is worthy of trading up for. I might go ahead and do that right now and then simulate to the end of the season, and I will see you guys at the playoffs. I'm going to go... I just realized I had my mic muted, so I apologize for the camera audio for that whole portion. That kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Sometimes I mute when I'm simulating and I just forget about it. It's a good thing I have my camera audio recording. But what I was saying was, in better audio, I'm going to go and do these guys, look at the prospects, go through the board, and put some of my favorites on the list just so we have kind of an idea. And then I will simulate to the postseason and see you guys there. That's what I'm going to be doing, so see you guys then. Here we are at the end of the season, the wild card playoffs, and as you can see, actually you probably can't see because my camera's in the way, we won 13 games, 13-4, we won the division, so we ended up not losing another game the rest of the season, right? No, we lost one more game. We were 4-3 headed into the break, or headed into the midseason mark. So we lost one more game the rest of the year, we won the division, and we made it as the 1 seed, so my goal ended up coming true. I said that I wanted to make the playoffs as the 1 seed. I wanted to win the division, and that's exactly what we did. We got to go see what this team did in terms of the stats, but I do want to quickly check. I want to make sure that everybody's looking the way that they're supposed to be looking. So Duncan does have star development. That's not a surprise. I figured that he would. We must have an injury to our right tackle spot because we have a backup playing there. That's not good. I guess I could switch somebody over, like Baker moves over to right tackle. Is that a possibility? Can I do that over here? I don't think I can. Can Ridley just go over? Ridley, hold on, I'll do that in the depth chart thing. On defense, everybody's growing very well. We're probably gonna have to move on from Palumbo in the offseason, which kind of sucks, but the defense looks very solid too. Let's go quickly before I forget. Switch the D tackle spot. Let me just check, is somebody injured? What happened? No, we just don't have a right tackle? That's not supposed to happen. So let's go to the D tackle spot. It's supposed to be Ridley, isn't it? That's supposed to be the right tackle? I don't know, but I guess because he's a left tackle, they moved him or they switched him or whatever. I don't know. But Ricardo Ridley will go and play right tackle. That's much better. Perfect. All right, so now that he's back in his original starting spot, let's go take a look at the stats and figure out what happened this season to make us perform so well. 4,700 yards, 34 touchdowns, 10 interceptions for Malcolm Ogletree. The franchise player is here. He is a 97 overall, playing up to a 99 obviously with the boost. But look at these numbers, man. These stats are insane for our franchise quarterback. I'm so happy that we drafted him. It was a little bit of a risk, but we took him and he developed. He really did develop. He's had a very good year this year. Najee Harris was a very good steal. 25 touchdowns on the ground for Najee Harris and 1,200 yards. That might be a record. We'll have to check it out. And in his rookie year, Devontae Duncan gets 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns. That might have won him Rookie of the Year. And maybe a development upgrade. That'd be awesome. Hawkins got 983 yards and 10 touchdowns. I did sign Jerry Hawkins to a new contract, so we don't have to worry about that for the offseason. Rondale Moore had a very good year too. Defensively, 125 tackles from Bobby Knight. I knew he was going to be a freaking stud, man. Palumbo had 91. 16 tackles for loss for Ben Covington. It looks like he's fitting well into his edge role. Seawright also did very good. Covington also led the team in sacks with 14, 12.5 for Jalen Phillips. He's been such a good player since we brought him in. Let's go take a look at his stats. We might even make him a captain. So the first year that we brought him in was 2025. He had 17.5 sacks. This was when he was playing alongside Aaron Donald. Then he drops to 10.5, goes back to 12, 14 last year with 2 interceptions, and now this year 12.5. He's been so good. I mean, look at these numbers he had in Miami, and then he comes in here and he just absolutely gets 10 plus sacks a year for 5 straight years. Unbelievable numbers for Jalen Phillips, and I might even just make him Mr. Captain of the team because he has been a freaking stud. Set as the captain. Yes, I want to make him a captain. Oh, look at that C on the chest. The C on the chest for Jalen Phillips. He's earned it, man. He's earned it. The interception leaders, Palumbo had 3, McCullum had 3, Barkley had 3. Everybody else had 1, and then Elam had 2. All right. Very interesting. I do want to check and see if that's is that a record broken for Najee Harris. Rushing touchdowns in a season. It is not. That's right. LaDainian Tomlinson got 28. That's insane, man, that he got 28. But Najee does crack into the leaderboard. Nobody else has jumped in here. Actually, I take that back. Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs, I didn't even notice them. They got 27 a couple of years apart, but that's 28 touchdowns for LaDainian Tomlinson. I forgot he did so well. I do want to check and see if Rookie of the Year is going to go to, our receiver. Best receiver was Devin Gardner, former Ram Devin Gardner, but is Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Kasim Springs. Was even in the conversations. He was 4th. Oh, that sucks. We're not going to win Rookie of the Year, but he still might go up. You never know. He still might, his development trait might go up. But we've got playoff action. Rams, Niners, division matchup. Come on, boys. Give me a W. What do we got? Yes, 44-15. We blew them out. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Rondale Moore goes up. Joey Wilcox goes up. You love to see it. And now we take on the Vikings in the NFC title game. This is as far as we've gotten so far in the save. Can we move on to the Super Bowl? Come on, beat the Vikings. There we go, 42-14. Our first Super Bowl appearance of the series. This is our year. This is our year. We've got it. We're taking on the Chargers. We can do this, boys. We can win a Super Bowl. It can happen. It really, really can happen. Here we go. I'll see you guys in the game. Chargers, Rams from San Francisco. So we're playing at the Rams Stadium, or we're playing at the Niners Stadium. Oh, this is what we built for. Look at the difference in overalls. Our team is clearly the better team. We've got this. Malcolm Ogletree, I believe in you. You haven't had great playoff success in the limited amount of time you've played in the playoffs. Let's change that right here and let's go win a bowl. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Super Bowl. We lead 3-0 in the bowl. Come on, 7-3. Come on, defense. Going back and forth. There's another field goal. We're not going to win a Super Bowl with field goals. That's a touchdown, 12-7. But they come back. It's 13-12. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Okay. We gotta focus. 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 It is 16-12. 3 minutes to go in the Super Bowl. Last time we were in a spot like this, we choked it away and lost the bowl, or lost the NFC title game. Let's not do that here. The Chargers have momentum. It's 3rd and 2. We go to Antonio Gibson. He holds on for the catch. We get the first down. We have time to think. We have all of our timeouts. Ogletree has no touchdowns today. It must have been a Najee Harris touchdown run or something, I would guess. But we can run the football. We can run the football. We have 3 timeouts. We have time in general. We can work with this. Najee does have the touchdown. Let me just think a little bit on what we're going to call here. Do we go with Franks? No, we go with the main man, Rondale Moore. I should have went possession catch, or I should have went run after the catch. I thought that I'd have to be a little bit closer to the sideline. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Okay, now here's where we have to be careful. We have to make sure that we're watching the clock. A field goal does nothing. We have to score a touchdown. And look at Jerry Hawkins. That's a big boy throw from Malcolm Ogletree, the franchise quarterback. And Jerry Hawkins with a big catch. I forgot he's wearing number 49. All right, that's a big-time throw from the man Ogletree. We've got a lot of weapons out here. I'm gonna wait, fire. That's Mac Franks. Mac Franks in the middle of the field, fighting for extra yards. We're down to the 3, and now we can make some time come off the clock a little bit here. We can be patient. We don't have to absolutely just cook and get to the end zone right away. I mean, it would be nice to do, and it's gonna happen. He fell into the end zone. I couldn't control him. We do score the touchdown, and we're gonna make them have to kick a field goal to tie this game up, or I guess score a touchdown to win. We might have left too much time on the clock. That is what I'm worried about right now. I couldn't control him falling into the end zone there. He got tripped, and when he was in the air, he just happened to go across the line of scrimmage, or across the white line for the end zone. So there wasn't much I could do, but it's okay. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds until we are Super Bowl champions for the first time in the series. I don't know who the Chargers quarterback is. I don't care. He doesn't matter. This is the first time we get to see our defense, too. Get to the quarterback. It's a screen. Palumbo slows him down enough. Good job, Palumbo. And there's a minute to go. 2nd and 15. That's a huge loss on the play. But it's going to get it all back right there. Keep him from field goal range. They have timeouts, and they just got a huge passing play. We got to bring pressure. Get to the quarterback. Make him feel something. Knock that down, McCollum. Good job, thank God. Thank you, Aries McCollum. 32 seconds, all 3 timeouts. 2nd and 10. Come on, boys. We got to win a Super Bowl here. It's the goal. Covington is fighting for his life. Seawright got the sack. It's a timeout by the Chargers. Max Seawright sacks the quarterback. 27 seconds, 3rd and 17. They're not anywhere close to field goal range. Get to the quarterback again. Tackle him. It's 4th down and 6. They have to go for this. They're not in field goal range. This is the game. This is the Super Bowl right here. 22 seconds, 4th and 6. Pick it off. Chris Palumbo! We're going to win the Super Bowl! Ah! Now we have to re-sign Chris Palumbo. Oh, now we have to re-sign Chris Palumbo. We did it, boys. We are Super Bowl champions for the first time. It took us 8 years, or 7 years, I guess you could say. This is the 8th year. But we did it. We are Super Bowl champions. I have not failed one of these challenges yet. To be fair, I've only done the Patriots twice, and now the Rams. But technically, I have not failed because I've won at least 1 Super Bowl on each one of those series, and now I've won one with the Rams. We did it. Chris Palumbo wins the game for the Rams. You could make a case that he's the MVP. I mean, he had that stop on the screen on there earlier in the drive that got him a 2nd and 15, and then he makes the game-winning interception. Are you kidding me? Chris Palumbo just earned himself a lifetime contract with the LA Rams. Yes, sir. There it is. Get all your grubby little fingers on that trophy because it's ours. The franchise quarterback, Malcolm Ogletree, delivers on his promise to win a Super Bowl, and he gets to hold the Lombardi on the stage. Congratulations to Malcolm Ogletree. Oh, how sweet it is. We did it. Super Bowl champions, won the division. We're the #1 seed. We did everything that I wanted to do. Checked every single box that I set at the midseason mark, and we did it. We are Super Bowl champs. Johnny Main was the quarterback of the Chargers. Ogletree didn't even have to do anything. 15 for 28, 191 yards, no touchdowns. Najee had a touchdown, and Antonio Gibson got the touchdown to put us ahead. Receiving, Rondell Moore had 5 catches for 60 yards. Duncan had 4 for 42, and Duncan wins the Super Bowl in his rookie year. That's cool. Defensively, Bobby Knight had 9 tackles. Palumbo, I mean, look at this stuff, man. 2.5 from Covington, 2 sacks. Max Seawright had 1.5 for Cohen and Payne and for Kyer Elam. But Chris Palumbo with the interception. We had 3 in the game, Bobby Knight and Gregory Barkley. But I don't care because this man right here earned himself a lifetime contract. I don't care what we have to do to get him a lifetime contract, but he deserves it by winning us the Super Bowl. Congratulations to him and his family because he has gotten himself paid. Absolutely paid. And we've won the Super Bowl. Low-scoring Super Bowl, 19-16. We get our contract extended. I don't know why I couldn't say that. And we move on to the offseason. How sweet it is, baby. Oh, the winning feeling. We get to upgrade a few guys. And remember, we have to probably trade some of our offensive linemen, which kind of sucks. But the season recap, show me the money. Chris Palumbo is the Super Bowl MVP. Yes, sir. Trevor Lawrence is the MVP of the league. Josh McDaniels, Coach of the Year. Devin Gardner won Offensive Player of the Year for the Bucks. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Stephen Parsons for the Steelers, quarterback. And Thomas Overton, left end for the Ravens, are the defensive and offensive rookies of the year. We won a Super Bowl, man. I can't believe it. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm absolutely over the moon excited. But now comes the real business. We did it all. We did what we wanted to do. We won a Super Bowl. Now we got to go and defend it. So now we got to make sure our team is just as good, if not better, than what we were just this past season to make sure that we can keep it. So retirements for this year, Jerome Baker, Brian Allen, Debo, Jamal Adams, Marshawn Lattimore. Both the punters for the Commanders. I don't know why they had 2 punters, but whatever. They both retire, so that sucks for them. Terry McLaurin retires after 11 years. And Jonathan Allen. Oh, the Commanders got hit hard. Hassan Reddick is gone. That sucks. Some pretty big names. Christian McCaffrey. Oh, this is another. Jalen Ramsey. Quentin Nelson. That's a good Hall of Fame class. That's right up there. Chris Jones. Wyatt Teller. Miles Jack. Vita Vea. A lot of younger guys retiring. I mean, we are pretty deep into the careers, but still, they're young guys still. I mean, they only played like 11, 12 years. But this is another pretty solid Hall of Fame class. It's probably up there with some of the best of this entire series, this Hall of Fame class would be. And Lovie Smith retires as the defensive coordinator for the Chargers. So, unfortunately, we denied Lovie a Super Bowl. I feel bad now. But the players that are ready to negotiate, we have $6.4 million. Lance Silverman went up to superstar. I hate my life. Chris Palumbo, we have to bring you back. We have to bring you back. I don't care what we have to do to bring you back on a contract, but you will be back. Everybody else, I want to bring back Rocky Meadows, but I just don't know if I have the money to. This team's going to look a little bit different. We're going to have to trade Silverman. It just has to happen. We're going to have to trade Silverman. We just got him this year, but I should have looked for his contract to see how much see if he was under contract for a little bit longer. So Silverman will get out the door. We'll see if there's another center that might be good but cheap, because I don't want to get anybody that's like super expensive. Who's this guy? Tevin Pearman has star development. He's probably on his rookie deal. I wouldn't hate that at all. I would not hate that at all. We'll come back to him maybe. Colby James. Is there somebody that's like super good? So we're gonna lose a lot of talent and overall wise at this position, but that's okay. It's something we can hopefully battle through. And I think I'm gonna go for that guy. Tevin Pearman is his name. Oh, is he from the Chiefs? Oh, I can't do that. Or the Chargers, I mean. I can't trade for him. What about Colby James? Colby James has superstar. Hello, Colby. Okay. And I wouldn't hate this trade straight up, but I kind of want to see if we can get something else back. So maybe like a pick for next season. They have the first overall pick, yeah. So how about that? Trade offer is declined. Okay, I can work with that. I can certainly work with that. Certainly. We'll trade a 4th round pick back. Trade decline, that's fine. I can work with that too, because I can give them a 6th round pick in this year's draft, and they will say decline, but a 5th round pick will go through. I didn't mean to take all those guys out. I'll give you 4th and a 5th, and Silverman. Bye-bye, Silverman, and hello, Colby James, and a 1st round pick for next season. That frees up a good amount of money, but not enough money, obviously. So let's go to the lineup. Colby James jumps in there. So we replace a very high overall center that has superstar development for a lower overall center, but he still has superstar development, so I'm happy with that. It's a good enough trade. And then who else do we need to trade away? Let me go and see the negotiations. So we have 6.6 million. We have to trade away Jacob Rhett. And we have to trade away probably Terrell Burgess. He's going to cost us a little bit too much money. And Antonio Gibson. Okay, so Jacob Rhett is the next to go. It's not a big deal. He's a good player. He is a good player, but let's go to the left tackle spot. Jacob Rhett, our starter. So that means Ricardo Ridley's going to have to move over to left tackle instead of right tackle. But let's go and see if we can get a right tackle. Is there a right tackle that's cheap? Let's see. We got Michael Costa. We got Jason Ford. Both those guys are less expensive than my guys. So is he? What's his contract looking like? He is under contract for 2 more seasons. So he wouldn't fit it because we'd have to re-sign him the final year, I think. I'm trying to look for guys that we wouldn't have to worry about re-signing any further if they're on rookie contracts still or stuff like that. So what about Byron Shepard? He has star development. He could be an option for us. He could certainly be an option for us. We're going to have to take a hit on value here because we're trying to free up money. I'm not going to get any more draft picks. So we are probably going to have to take a hit on a little bit of value here. Get swindled a little bit. But it's all in the name of signing back our Super Bowl MVP. I'm really interested in Jason Ford, but I don't know, he's 2 years left on the contract, so he'd have episode 9 and 10, so he'd be good. So we could do this trade. And the trade offer is accepted, a straight swap. That works for me. The penalty looks like it cut out some of the money that we needed. But getting him back is all good. Or getting a good right tackle back. Ricardo Ridley goes over to left tackle. The offensive line looks good now as long as Colby James develops. Defensively, I mean, with the penalty that we have, I need to see what Terrell Burgess' penalty is because we still need to trade those guys. Let me take a look at the salaries. So who's got the penalties? So let's see. If we traded away Gibson, that'd be a $1.7 million penalty. If we traded away Deron Payne, that's a $9.5 million penalty, so we're just going to have to let him walk. He doesn't have much value anyway, I wouldn't think. Sky Moore has a 1.3 penalty. Rocky Meadows has a $250,000 penalty. We could probably bring him back. I would like to. Palumbo has a $0 penalty. Burgess has a $2 million penalty. And then we're back to the guys who are up for contract next season. Man, I don't know if we're going to be able to bring back Chris Palumbo. He just wants too much money, I think. And his penalty might be too much. If we go to re-sign him, we need $13 million in available cap, and we don't have any of that. What about if I was to give up a very friendly contract or a player friendly? So we need to free up about $15 to $16 million. I just don't think we have that available because everybody that's making that type of money, the penalty to trade them away or to release them straight up would probably be too much. I mean, yeah, if we look at this penalty, these guys that have the money that would be able to free up are just a little bit too much. Deron Payne, we're just going to let him go. This really blows. This really, really blows. Who's the most expensive guy that doesn't have a penalty? It'd probably be Fitzsimmons, but he doesn't matter. Nah, none of these guys have enough money. Jason Ford has a penalty, but we got him under contract. Bobby Knight, but I want to keep Bobby Knight. Jalen Phillips is he's going to need a new contract next season. Yeah, I don't think we can do it. I just don't think we have the money to be able to re-sign him, which really, really blows. That really, really blows. What was the penalty for Antonio Gibson? Running back Gibson is a $1.7 million penalty. What about Terrell Burgess? Burgess has a $2 million penalty. I think we're just going to have to let those guys walk. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Chris Palumbo, the MVP of the Super Bowl, is gone. He's gone. I couldn't do it. I couldn't sign him. We have $3 million in cap space. Lamar Jackson's in free agency, but we don't need a quarterback. Justin Jarrett is here, and he is pretty good. There's Chuck Pierman, who would be a pretty good receiver, but he's got 15 offers. We only have $3 million. We only have $3 million, so unless I could offer Justin Jarrett a $2 million contract, I don't think it's going to happen. Is Chris Palumbo got any offers? He's got 2, and he doesn't want to even come back here. He won a Super Bowl here, and he doesn't want to come back? Oh, I'm so sad, Chris. Why'd you have to leave me? Maybe we could try to trade for him. Maybe we could try to trade for him when he signs to his team. Oh, I'm so sad. That hurts. I can't sign anybody in free agency because I don't have enough money to. So we're going to have to rely on the draft. This draft, I looked at it while I was simulating, or before I started simulating to the end of the season. This draft's kind of, it's not very good. I'm not going to be sugarcoating it. It's not good. It's got a few decent players, but for the most part, it is a bad draft. 5th-year options for Darren Davis. That's going to help us out because that allows me to not have to pay him next season. Thank you. I'll pick it up. And we should have probably one more. The other corner, it's probably Gregory Barkley. It is Gregory Barkley. So, and maybe Jerry Hawkins actually too. No, we just paid Jerry Hawkins, of course. We don't have to pay his, we don't have to pick up his 5th-year option. So we delayed those contracts, and that's all the 5th-year options. Free agency recap. Where, oh where did Chris Palumbo go? It makes me so sad. He got up to superstar development. He won us a Super Bowl, but then he had to leave. We'll do the private workouts in a second. Where did Chris Palumbo end up signing? Lamar went back to the Ravens. Chris Palumbo goes to the Colts. That hurts my heart. On a 4-year deal, he heads to Indianapolis. That hurts my heart so bad. Private workouts. Is there anybody that I even need to look at? So here's our favorites board. This is who I've kind of put on there. There was a couple decent receivers, nobody good. This is a good tight end class. There's a couple 6'6" tight ends that I put on here just because they're 6'6", and then this guy Jared Carter especially looks very good. He's got great speed. He's 6'6". He's got pretty good tackling, so this could be our Rocky Meadows replacement, Jared Carter. Then there is this guy who's also pretty good, Brandon Elliott. He looked pretty decent. He's got elite strength too, so he could be a good blocker. And then the rest of the players, I was intrigued by this guy, John Jarrett. Very intrigued by him. He's a fantastic athlete. I might want to know a little bit more about him. And then Eric Malone, also a very good player. This offensive line class is pretty good, but that's what you expect from an EA auto-generate class, is the offensive line to be pretty much the best class, or the best part of the class every year. Kawhi Truman I saw, and he looked pretty good. This could be our Chris Palumbo replacement. His power moves and finesse moves are not good, but overall as an athlete, he's decent. So that could be our Chris Palumbo replacement. But there's also this guy, Darren Darden, who I saw, and he's probably a better athlete, arguably. And his power moves are pretty bad, but his finesse moves could be good. The cornerback class is not great. The only guy was this Titus Robinson guy. He's a good athlete, very good athlete, and he could end up being something. I don't know. Depends on where we pick in the draft. Then you got Glenn Cummins out of the safety spot. He looks like he's a pretty solid player in terms of he hits hard. Keontae Cleveland, decent athlete, but he doesn't really have anything that wows you. So who do I want to spend my 3 private workouts on? I probably want to spend one on Darren Darden for sure. I want to spend one on Jared Carter for sure. And I want to spend the final one. We probably don't need to spend it on an offensive lineman. I want to spend the final one on Kawhi Truman? Yeah, on Kawhi Truman. We'll spend it on those 3 guys. So 2 outside linebackers and a tight end. 2 positions that we need to replace after we lost those guys last year. What do our final mock draft have to say? So Matthew Presley is the #1 overall player, at least projected. I told you this class doesn't look too great. Our first pick is at 9, and our second pick is at... Oh, it dropped a lot. Oh, this is our pick. So it drops to 32. Yeah. And that has Kawhi Truman, taking Kawhi Truman. So that's good to know that they have Kawhi Truman as the back half of the first round, or the last pick in the first round. Do they have anybody else that we're interested in? I mean, Walter Pike is on my list. They have Titus Robinson going top 10, but he's ahead. We're ahead of him projected, so that's good. So that could be our first round pick, Titus Robinson, as another corner. I know we don't necessarily need corner, but it is always an option. I always like drafting corners, especially when there's only probably one good corner available, at least in the top half. So if we could get Titus Robinson, that'd be awesome. Start drafting. We will pause the draft, and we'll take a look at the lineup. So we have offensive linemen. I'm probably going to draft a couple offensive linemen just to fill out some depth. Hopefully a tackle. Peters dropped to normal development. I'm assuming he only had star, obviously. We do need another wide receiver. We only have 3 good wide receivers. Okay, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. We definitely have to draft an outside linebacker, so that's on the board. And then a corner. And it looks like Joey Wilcox went down. I'm not having that. Joey Wilcox had a good year. And he just got paid. So he is going back up to superstar development. Thank you very much. The rest of the team looks pretty solid. We just need to get that outside linebacker. And then we might trade Grant Delpit after next season and then move Larry Knowles to start at strong safety. It's a possibility. But let's see how this draft unfolds. We know our game plan. Presley does end up going out of Illinois State, the quarterback. Clinton Morris. Cowboys take Mark Woody. Travis Proctor goes to the Cardinals. Andrew Stockton out of Iowa. Yikes. Sorry, Broncos. He goes there. Matt Curtis. Larry Grant. And Jeff Sheldon. So the mock draft pretty much lives up to what it was saying. But now here's our decision. We could take the corner, Titus Robinson. He's 6'1", 210. Looks very good. He's probably the best corner in the draft. Or we could trade back. I think I've done enough trading back. We're towards the end of the series. Let's just focus on getting good players. So Titus Robinson is off the board. He is our corner. Only normal development. I mean, he's got great physicals. He looks fantastic. But normal development kind of sucks. I'm hoping that his overall is in the mid to high 70s. But I'm not upset with the pick. But I'm obviously not blown away by it because he's got normal development. But that's okay. We can work past it. He's our 4th corner anyway. Now we need to focus on linebacker and tight end and offensive line and probably receiver a little bit too. So right now, nobody's really going that we need to worry about. I want to check my draft board. I want to check my my favorites, see what kind of things are going. So Jared Carter's projected to go 2 to 3. I might have to take him at the first pick or the 32nd pick. I really want John Jarrett, and I want Eric Malone. Those are the 2 guys that I absolutely want. And they're both round 3 to 4, so that's good. So we might be able to take them in the 2nd round. Truman was projected to go the very last pick of the 1st round, pick 32. Glenn Cummins and Keontae Cleveland, we'll have to keep an eye on them. Okay, so we'll figure this out. We'll skip a little bit further. Khalid Boscos, Marcus Gold, D'Angelo Green out of the Ohio State University. Go Bucks. Isaiah Baldwin. Simon Wagner. So there goes a center off the board. Brian Bowden. Jermaine Fisher. Trayvon Sasser. Why did I say Trevin? Trayvon Sasser. Juan Ridley. Dominique Austin. Nicholas Burks. And Matt Fox. So we didn't have to trade up for anybody. That's good. We have pick 9 in the 2nd round. There's Keontae Cleveland. All right, that's very interesting. And it looks like the next guy on my board is Glenn Cummins. Or Cummins. And then there's Kawhi Truman and Jared Carter. So if we want to take Deontay Cleveland, we're going to have to take him now. Is he the best safety left? Or is Glenn Cummins better? Wow, I'm conflicted about this. I don't really know where to go. Is Glenn Cummins better than Deontay Cleveland? He's not as good of an athlete. He's got A hit power, A pursuit, A tackle, A block shed. Cleveland is the better athlete by a little bit. His block shed's a B, his hit power's a B, his tackle's a B. So Glenn Clemens is the better of the two players in my opinion. Very interesting. So now what that leaves me with is the fact that we probably have to pass on him, and we can move down a little bit and maybe get another second round pick to make this work. So we need to look for 2030 because that's what I'm focusing on. So yeah, we could get another first round pick in 2031, but that doesn't really matter too much anymore. We could get pick 48. That might be a little too far down the board though. Here we go. Here's a Saints offer. Pick 34. That's not too far away. That's only a couple of picks away. We'd be getting back a fourth rounder too. Definitely don't hate that. Pick 39 from the Patriots. Ooh, that's interesting. That's a little bit further. Is there anything in the middle? Pick 45, pick 44. Pick 40. Here's pick 35. That's a little bit more around the range of what I was looking for. Pick 36 and a 4. 99, pick 100. So those are basically the same thing. I think I'm going to trade with the Cowboys here. We're going to move back to pick 35, which isn't too far away. Get another fourth round pick to make things work. There goes Deontay Cleveland. Not mad at it. There goes Dom Streets. We could probably even trade back even further because judging by the top players available, we still have a little bit of a scroll before we get to a guy that we're actually like super intrigued by, which is right here at Glenn Cummins, and then these two guys as well. But also there is this left tackle Adonis Easley. We haven't really focused too much on him, but he's a very good player, and offensive line is always an option. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. The Bills are offering a first-round pick next year. Let's see. I wish somebody was offering me a second and a third for this year, but I guess that's a little bit too much value. They don't want to give up that much. Oh, the Raiders are. Pick 56, though. That's pretty far back. I don't want to do that. That's a little bit too far back. Second and a 4, second and a 4. The second and 3 deals are all for 2031. I don't want 2031. I want 2030. But the Chiefs, that's pick 59. I can't go back that far. I'm not trying to go back that far. Everybody that's offering me a second and a third won't give me the picks that I'm looking for. So maybe I have to make my own. I could trade back with the Patriots. Let's call up the Patriots. Let's call up the Patriots. Ask them, hey, how's your day going, Bill? How's your dog doing? Let's say, hey, I want to trade pick 35 to you for a second and a third. What do you say about that? That's all I want. Second and a third. I'm not asking for too much. Trade declined. Understandable, but I have a ton of fourth round picks that I could throw your way. Trade decline. That's moving in the right direction, though. What about a sixth round pick as well? That's moving in the right direction. Too bad I traded my fifth rounder. I'll give you another fourth for next year. and that is declined. It looks like it's going to have to be one of my higher 4th round picks. Oh, that's so close. So very close. We'll give 101. And we did it. We did it. So we moved back even further, which I'm happy with. It's not a big deal if that left tackle goes off the board, but I like the fact that we got a 3rd round pick as well in return. So if we want to take the left tackle, we're going to have to take him now. There's Glenn Cummins. I think what I'm going to do is, let me take a look at the team. I'm so conflicted on what we need. I know we need a receiver. We're probably not going to be able to get one in this draft. Although there was one receiver that I scouted down the board. I don't know if he's been taken already. So, left tackle. I mean, offensive line, we don't need a left tackle, actually. I mean, we need a backup. But we don't really need a left tackle. So, I think I'm going to take Cummins with this pick. Let me make sure that receiver... Did that receiver get taken off? There he is, John Miller. Oh, he's around 2 to 3. I only had him on the board because he was super fast, I think. John Miller. Yeah, he had great speed and great acceleration. So, that's why I had him on the board. We'll have to keep him in mind, too. Oh, I didn't mean to back out. Oh, that sucks. Make our selection, pick player. We're going to take Glenn Cummins with this pick because this frees up the ability to move around our safeties and maybe possibly trade Grant Delpit next season. So Glenn Cummins is drafted in the 2nd round. He's a hidden development player, 22 years old. He's got great physicals, A hit power, A pursuit, A block shed, A tackle. He looks like a pretty good player. So I'm happy with that pick. And we have another pick right after the Dolphins. And Henry Richards gets picked. And then we have pick 32 in the 2nd round. So we can make this work. We can make this work. John Miller is not at the top of the board. That's good. Truman and Carter are projected to go before John Miller, who is... Where is he at? He is projected... There he is. So he's a little bit farther down the board. I'm assuming he's only going to have normal. I'm not super pressed about him. What about Darren Darden? I didn't see him on the board. Darren Darden. I don't see him higher than Kawhi Truman. Let's take Kawhi Truman. I'm hoping that he is our Chris Palumbo replacement. Hidden development, which is good. 84 speed, 87 acceleration. We'll find out. We'll find out how he turns out to be. He's only got a few years of development. Bryce Goodson goes. Timmy Oliver. Oh, there goes Jared Carter. He got taken by the Jaguars. I did not think he would go. I thought I was reaching with... there goes Adonis Easley, the left tackle we were looking at. I thought I was reaching with Truman. But the tight end goes off the board. That sucks, man. I really thought we'd have a chance at him. Isaiah Sheffield, Brian Dalton, Hammond. John Miller gets drafted by the freaking Raiders. We're not getting lucky with our waiting. So the rest of the board, I mean, there's 2 other tight ends on the board. They look okay, but they're not like the guys that I was looking at. I want to make sure that I get these guys, though. Let's get John Jarrett with this pick. He's hidden development. He looks like a freaking stud. His run block power is not very good, but I'm expecting him to be pretty solid. And then we have pick 7 in the 3rd round, which we will probably use on the other lineman as long as he's there. He is Eric Malone, the center. We will take him. Bada bing, bada boom. So I got the 2 centers that I wanted. Awesome. And then we have pick 32 in the 2nd round, or in the 3rd round. And if one of those tight ends is available, they probably both off the board at this point. Let's see. All of the players I had on my favorites board are off the board. Wow, that's crazy. So now we just need to look at tight end and receiver, and then our draft is pretty much over at this point. So tight end and receiver. There is not many good receiver options available. Is there anybody that's kind of fast? Desmond McIntosh has good short route running, catching traffic. He's a slot guy through and through, but he's got good speed. Ran a 4.5. His release is bad, though. We could maybe fix that. He looks like he's the best player available, or the best player left, I should say. But he's a day 3 projection. We don't have to waste a 3rd round pick on him. Tight end. 6'5" guy. Denard Baker. Could be something. I just need a replacement for Rocky Meadows. And it looks like out of the two guys available, Denard Baker is better. So we'll take Denard Baker with this pick. He's probably going to have normal. Yes, he does. He looks like a fine athlete, 6'5", so he's around the same height as the guys that we were looking at. That's a fine pick. I'm not mad at it too much. And then we'll use this final pick on the receiver that I was looking at. I forget his name. Where is he at? Desmond McIntosh. He looks like the best player available. Normal development, I'm assuming. Yep, normal development. But he's 94 acceleration, 92 agility, 89 change of direction, 92 speed. He's a fast receiver, and he's a slot guy. So maybe that ends up being something for us. I don't know. But that is going to do it for the draft for me. I'm going to trade away the rest of these picks, and I will see you guys at the draft recap, where hopefully we drafted some freaking studs. We are here at draft recap, and it looks like we did kind of mid. Desmond McIntosh, the 4th round receiver, ends up being the highest rated player that we took at a 76. I guess speed kills. Glenn Cummins ends up being a 75. Truman is a 75. Titus Robinson, our 1st round pick, pick 9, is a 74. John Jarrett's a 73, and Eric Malone's a 73. Denard Baker's a 66, and then I just let, this guy's Mr. Irrelevant, I just let the CPU draft somebody, he's a 65. Was this class all a bunch of mid, or was there actually some shining stars? It was a bunch of mid. The first player drafted, the quarterback Presley, was a 78, so we didn't miss out on much. We drafted the highest, 3rd highest rated player. He's tied for 3rd. That's crazy. In the 4th round, and he was a day 3 projection. That tells you the draft class quality of that draft. So I think given what we were given, I think we made some pretty good picks out of that. We got some replacements for some players. It's probably not going to be the same as Chris Palumbo. I'm still upset that he went to the Colts. But the offensive line looks good. We got some backups there now. We got some depth. The receivers are a little bit better. We don't have a backup running back, which kind of sucks. The backup position, we don't have depth on the offense, at least. Truman will slide in right there at left outside linebacker. Glenn Cummins will jump up and start at free safety. So that's interesting. The cornerback spot still looks a little rocky. But it is what it is. And yeah, that's the team. That's the team headed into year number 9. When we defend our Super Bowl trophy, we did what we wanted to do. This rebuild has been a success. Yes, we haven't won as many as I may have wanted in the beginning, but we have won a Super Bowl. So check mark on the series. It is a success. We rebuilt the LA Rams from what they were when we started 8 years ago to Super Bowl champions once again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.